informed. Donald Trump has the worst record of job loss of any president. So we just have to make sure people know.
That was a global pandemic.
He had the worst record of any president. We've had other concerns in our country. If you want to be an apologist for Donald Trump, that may be your role.
You just witnessed Nancy Pelosi proudly display her hypocrisy in the context of the same interview, the same conversation within 3 minutes. That was incredible. She goes from fear-mongering about Donald Trump and his lack of respect for freedom of the press, and then goes on to accuse an anchor at MSNBC, Katy, of being an apologist for Donald Trump for simply stating a fact. That was an incredible moment, and she should be called out for it.
100%. But this is what Democrats and corporate Republicans, both corporate parts of both parties, have been doing my whole life. They bully the press. You think Trump's the first one bullying the press?
Definitely not.
Okay, whenever they ask a question that the politician doesn't like, they lose access. Ask any journalist in Washington. If they're off the record, they'll tell you they're all obsessed with access. So thugs like Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Mitch McConnell, George Bush, etc., have been threatening them their whole lives. How dare you ask me a question I didn't authorize? Can you believe Trump is against the press? Get out of here, man.
And by the way, I just want to but reinforce what Katy said there. Look, I'm not going out of my way to defend Katy, right? But she said something accurate.
So technically, Trump lost 5 million jobs in his term. Okay, so I don't actually begrudge Nancy Pelosi for making that point. She's a partisan. She's one of the leaders of the Democratic Party. She's making a point against Donald Trump. No, and technically it's true. No problem. The part that I object to is her then calling Katy an apologist for Trump for pointing out reality.
For doing her job.
And really, MSNBC are apologists for Donald Trump?
That's so ridiculous.
Okay, I mean, have you watched 1 minute of MSNBC? Okay, but the reason that Pelosi acts that way is because she's used to a lifelong, career of every journalist in Washington kissing her ass.
Admiration.
Yeah, and her nickname is Master Legislator.
But the fact that she's being misleading, you think Americans aren't aware of that? When they see those kinds of lies, then they lose trust overall in the party that representative is representing, and that's the Democratic Party. They don't realize that. They think Americans are idiots. We're not idiots. So rather than touting what Biden has accomplished during his economy, she goes negative, because that's all Democrats are now conditioned to do. Negative, negative, negative. Even when they get things done, right? Even when they have things to celebrate, their minds are not trained to focus on using that as part of their campaign. They've been focused on negative campaigning endlessly since 2015? And that's it. That's all they do. And